I had one last question about Kendrick Nunn, since he's a big topic of this podcast, also because of this reason that we have on shop.basketnews.com. But not only this 30-point second half against Efes was amazing, his four-quarter presence against Fener was huge, because if you remember, in the first 3 quarters, he was struggling a little bit, mainly because of Fenerbahce's defense that was forcing him to kick out the ball. So he had like 4 points,
6 assists.
6 assists. He was 2 from 5 in the field in the first 3 quarters, I guess. And, he was out of his rhythm. He even missed 2 consecutive free throws in the fourth quarter. And I remember then, it's hard to imagine what he was like getting out there. He missed those 2 free throws, and during the next break, Panathinaikos fans stood up and started like chanting his name. Afterwards, he ended up scoring 11 of last 18 Panathinaikos points, of course, including this game-winning free throw against Fenerbahce. And again, he had this 30-point second half against the Efes, and during that stretch, he showed too small against Elijah Brown. He put on the floor, and also Dan Aturu was there. So basically, it was too small for Efes. And the question that I had, given his market situation and future and his impact, the way he delivers in his second year in the EuroLeague, is the EuroLeague too small for Kendrick Nunn? Do you believe that Kendrick Nunn should or might leave the EuroLeague for the NBA in the offseason?
Look, we're triggering Panathinaikos fans here because their expectation is probably that Kendrick Nunn is a Panathinaikos player for life until he retires. But honestly, we've talked about this during the season. He's the best player in the league right now. He's too good for the EuroLeague. That's my opinion. He's an NBA player. Like when we're talking about some of those great guards that we have in Europe, American guards, prime reason why they're not in the NBA is their size, like Shane Larkin, Mike James, Carson Edwards. Kendrick Nunn is a tall guard. Like, there's no reason for him not to be in the NBA. But it's his motivation. Like, you're getting good money here. You're being loved here. You're winning titles here. Maybe he thought about the NBA move in the summer, but after what happened last season, winning the Final Four, getting a luxurious contract extension, convincing him, like, why should I go there? So I think for him to move to the NBA, he needs a really solid contract on a good team with a clear role, not just to go there to be a role player, a bench player, or something like that. Because Kendrick Nunn, when he started in the NBA as an undrafted guard, if I remember correctly,
yes,
in Eric Spoelstra's Miami Heat, all of a sudden he was a starting point guard and he had an amazing rookie season. Later, some stuff happened. There was injury, not so good times in LA, but he's an NBA player. He's too good for EuroLeague, is my opinion. I mean, come on, it's ridiculous. A guard with this size and scoring ability, left-handed, athletic, physical. When he wants to, he can play hard defense as well. There's no one to stop him in Europe.
But don't you think that, you mentioned that last sentence, when he wants, he can play hard defense. I think he can play on-ball defense, but a lot of times he's the main target of the opponents of Panathinaikos, especially in off-ball defense. He's always late. I know he's the primary option in the offense, so it's usual. You tend to relax a little bit. You tend to save energy. But in my eyes, the question is that, does any NBA team see him as one of the options, one of the main ball handlers in the team? Because otherwise, the NBA teams are looking for defense first, and then, some shot making, and not necessarily shot making off the dribble. A lot of you have a lot of talent in the NBA. All the next guys are making the only spot up threes and playing really solid defense. Kendrick Nunn is not like 2 meters tall wing, and his defense might have a problem in the NBA if he is not the first option. So that is my question, because I know he's an amazing player. best in the EuroLeague probably, and for Panathinaikos he's great. But that's my question with him going to the NBA. Like either he's going to a non-contending team to be one of the main guards, or main guard off the bench, let's say. But can he go to a real contending team with the package that he offers?
It depends if there's an organization that's willing to trust him. It's just as simple as that. I'm looking at, let's say, Jamal Murray playing next to Nikola Jokic, and we're thinking about Jamal Murray as a superstar. He's not an all-star, never been an all-star, actually. And honestly, I'm thinking that Kendrick Nunn is not that far off that level Jamal Murray's playing at, honestly, because it's just a matter of being in the right position. So, yeah, if someone's willing to trust him to try to make that move, to risk a little bit, I could see that happening. But realistically, probably he would get some offers from mediocre NBA teams. And he's not going to sign like a $5 million contract.
That's my next point. Like, is he going for a veteran minimum contract when he can be the main guy here and earn more?
I don't think so. I mean, in Panathinaikos, you're happy. You have the fans behind you. You have the owner behind you. You have a great contract.
You're the hero.
You're winning
a god
titles.
figure in Athens.
You can be the MVP of the league if you want to, and you might be even this season. Who knows?
You're getting this love from the fans, this attention. You're enjoying the game. The team relies on you. I mean, it's
and the level of competition
it's hard to
is
refuse.
really high. But
it's something that's hard to refuse.
Again, if some NBA team puts, let's say, $12 million per year on the table, you wouldn't reject that opportunity, probably.
For sure, no.
It doesn't even matter whether we're talking about the Washington Wizards or the Miami Heat or the Denver Nuggets. It's $12 million. And he's at his peak right now, actually. I think he has 4 or 5 years at that level.
Exactly. He turns 30 in summer.
Yeah.
So in the EuroLeague, you at least have 3, 4, 5 really solid years, and you still have a big window for the NBA shot.
If you're Eric McCollum, you're going to play until 50.
We're going to talk about that old guy later for sure. But yeah, some had, let's say, questions over Nunn's efficiency last year. And I'm even talking about some big profile players, about some big profile guards, actually. But this year, I mean, there are no questions anymore. He's averaging 20.5 points, 55% from 2, 41% from 3, 3.5 rebounds, and 2.8 assists per game. His efficiency increased by almost 7 points from 11 to 18.4. So, I mean, it's just a matter of the offer, probably. And the big fact is that although he signed a 2-year contract extension with Panathinaikos, he has the NBA exit clause in his deal. And from what I heard, it's like this standard NBA out, nothing crazy, nothing in Real Madrid territory, no 6-7 million buyouts. And he switched agency recently. He switched to Wasserman. So the intention is clear, to help him to get the best NBA market situation as possible. And for Pana, the only hope is to expect that, as you mentioned, nobody throws 10, 12 million. And even if they do, I wouldn't be surprised to see them throwing 4 or even more million euros here in Europe to convince him to stay.